We've just released the 2020 Global and Economic Crime Fraud Survey Insights. We've been studying fraud and economic crime for over 20 years. We continued to see that fraud and economic crime is on the uptick. About 50% of our respondents reported that they had an incident of fraud or economic crime in the last 24 months. So this year, our respondents reported that the total financial impact of the frauds they experienced was in excess of $42 billion. And what's particularly interesting about that number is that it doesn't include some of the more significant impacts that companies experience, including the damage to their brand, as well as their market share. So this year, our respondents reported that the top 3 frauds they experienced included customer fraud, cybercrime, and asset misappropriation. Related to customer fraud, we found that it continues to be on the rise and is particularly prevalent, not surprisingly, in the financial services as well as retail industries. And we also saw an increase in fraud committed by third parties. I found this interesting because when we surveyed our respondents about the number that actually have a program designed to reduce third-party risk, less than 50% had a mature program. So the first critical step that companies should take when looking to combat fraud is to know your risks. Understand your vulnerabilities as well as the protocols that you have in place to mitigate those risks. Once you understand your risks and you have built a program, it's really important to assess that periodically. Fraud risks are evolving quickly, as are the technologies designed to prevent and detect. And then last but not least, when fraud occurs, it's important to respond quickly and do a thorough fact-finding. It's important to understand what you could have done better to prevent or detect the fraud earlier so that you can avoid similar damages in the future. If you'd like to learn more, download our insights. By visiting us online, we will also invite you to complete a custom survey and to sit down with one of our fraud specialists to share how you measure up with your peers.